All right, so you want to talk fast casual restaurants.
Only if we're going deep, like sriracha shortage level deep.
You're speaking my language.
Uh,
I know our listeners are all over this world, especially with the recent IPOs.
right. And there's no hotter comparison right now than Chipotle, the reigning champ, versus Cava, this Mediterranean wave that's taking over.
Everyone's calling them the next Chipotle, but are they really? We're going to find out.
We've got the goods financial reports, market analysis, even a peek inside the mind of Cava's CEO with this Fortune interview. Buckle up.
We're not just chasing stock prices, though, right?
Yeah.
We want to understand what makes these companies tick.
Exactly. Is it just hype, or are they building something that will last? We're talking brand loyalty, cultural impact, a whole enchilada.
Okay, so let's break it down. On the surface, Chipotle and Cava, they both do the build-your-own-bowl thing. But I got to imagine their strategies are pretty different.
Night and day. First of all, Cava's stock, it's strapped on a rocket this past year, up 314%. And get this, each Cava location is estimated to be worth a mind-blowing $33 million.
Whoa, hold up. Did you just say $33 million per location?
Per location, Bloomberg's number, not mine. It's almost double the average valuation of a Chipotle.
Okay, that's some serious feta. What's driving that kind of valuation? Is it sustainable?
That's the million-dollar question. Part of it is their crazy growth. Second quarter 2024 earnings call revenue jumped 35.2%.
Wow. Okay, so they're growing fast.
Not just new locations either. Same restaurant sales, meaning locations open at least a year, those were up 14.4%. So their existing restaurants are killing it too.
That's a good sign. But let's not forget, Chipotle's been the king of this game for a while now.
Right. They've got their system down. They've weathered food safety scares, CEO changes, you name it.
Speaking of CEO changes, Chipotle's former CEO, Brian Niccol, the guy who basically orchestrated their recent success, he bounced to run Starbucks.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Left everyone wondering, what's next for Chipotle? Can their new CEO, Scott Boatwright, fill those shoes?
And how does Cava compete with that kind of legacy? It's more than just, like, whose chicken tastes better, right?
Way more. It's about capturing that consumer mindset. Chipotle's been all about food with integrity, fresh ingredients, ethical sourcing, you know the drill.
And Cava's coming in with that Mediterranean vibe, fresh, healthy-ish. And don't forget the crazy feta.
Smart move. They're tapping into this huge trend of lighter, globally inspired food. But it's not just the food, right? It's the whole experience they're selling.
But Cava, though, their story is wild. We were talking about that Fortune interview with their CEO, Brett Schulman.
Yeah, from studying criminal justice to high finance to building a fast casual empire. It's not the usual path.
Okay, so tell me more about this, because I'm intrigued. How does somebody even get into this world with a background like that?
It's actually a classic founder story, kinda. Schulman, he stumbles onto Cava through a friend of a cousin who happens to be one of the original founders.
Wait, so this whole thing, it all started with somebody's cousin's friend. Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Right. They were actually doing this amazing business, selling dips and spreads at Whole Foods. Schulman, he sees the potential, helps them scale up. Eventually, he becomes the fourth partner.
Okay, so they've got this successful product line, but they're also running full-service restaurants already, right? And then Schulman's like, hey, let's do fast casual. Where'd that come from?
Timing, man. This is 2011, right when the whole fast casual thing is exploding. Schulman, he realizes nobody's really doing this with fresh Mediterranean food.
He saw the gap in the market. Brilliant. Take something delicious, make it fast and affordable. Boom. But I'm guessing it wasn't all sunshine and hummus from there.
Well, there's that Zoe's Kitchen thing back in 2018.
Ah, right. They bought Zoe's Kitchen. And that was...
Let's just say it was a learning experience. Zoe's was way bigger than Cava at the time. Integrating the two, it was rough.
So more than just growing pains.
Zoe's same restaurant sales, they tanked. Like 12% drop. Big problem.
Ouch. That's a serious reality check. How'd they bounce back from that?
Schulman, to his credit, he took it to heart. Reevaluated his whole leadership style. Went back to basics, quality ingredients, taking care of his people, that Mediterranean hospitality he always talks about.
Because at the end of the day, you got to walk the walk, not just talk the talk, right?
Exactly. They focus on these 4 pillars. Growing sustainably, so no more rushing into things. Making those personal connections with guests really important. Making sure their restaurants ran smoothly. And building a killer team.
Smart. They took that Zoe's thing and made it a lesson in how to grow the right way. But then the pandemic hit. That was rough on everybody, especially restaurants.
Cava, they rolled with the punches, shifted to contactless, kept their people safe. They adapted.
And they actually ended up converting a bunch of those Zoe's locations into Cavas, right?
Something like 170 of them gave them a massive footprint, especially down in the Sunbelt.
Ah, smart. The Sunbelt is where it's at right now, growth-wise. Okay, so Chipotle might have the head start, but Cava's clearly playing the long game here.
Absolutely, and they're doing it strategically. Remember those 4 pillars? That focus on developing leaders alongside growth. That's key.
Yeah, you can't just open a million restaurants and expect it to work, right? You need the right people to make the magic happen. It's like building a rocket while you're flying it, right? You got to have the right stuff.
Totally. And you've got to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Look at what Chipotle is doing with their Chipotlanes. Dedicated drive-through lanes just for digital orders. Pure genius.
No kidding. So smart. Everyone wants convenience these days. How's Cava competing in that on-demand world?
They're testing those digital pickup lanes in some spots, streamlining things for the pre-order crowd.
Makes sense. These days, it's like if your online ordering isn't smooth, forget about it. People have zero patience for tech headaches.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's more than just tech, right? Today's consumer, they're not just hungry. They want to know what they're putting in their bodies, where it come from, how is it made, is it good for me, good for the planet, all that.
And Chipotle's been all over that for years. Food with integrity resonates.
Totally. But Cava's got their own thing going on there, the Mediterranean diet. Right. All those veggies, lean proteins, spices.
Built-in health halo.
Exactly. And they're playing it up, talking about sourcing their olive oil directly from Greece, stuff like that. It's a smart move.
It's all about storytelling these days. And if you can back it up with real action, even better. But we haven't even talked about the people, the employees. Finding good people is hard enough, but keeping them, that's the real challenge, especially in this industry.
Huge challenge. Schulman, Cava's CEO, he gets it. He's always talking about building a company where employees feel valued, paying them a living wage, investing in training, even little things like that. Love button.
The what now?
The love button. It's this thing where employees can surprise a guest with a free meal just 'cause.
Oh, I love that. It's all about those little touches.
Right. Happy employees usually means happy customers.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. And Chipotle, with the whole new CEO situation, they're going to have to prioritize this stuff too.
Big time. Culture is everything. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. It's clear there's no one-size-fits-all answer in this fast casual showdown. Both Chipotle and Cava are playing to win.
And it's fascinating to watch, right? They're pushing the boundaries of what a restaurant company can be. They're tech savvy, they care about them people, and they're serving up some seriously delicious food while they're at it.
It's a good time to be hungry, that's for sure. And next time you're deciding between a burrito bowl or some crazy feta, remember it's more than just a meal. You're buying into a whole philosophy.
Right. So choose wisely, and maybe try making some of those dishes at home. Who knows, you might discover your hidden culinary talents. That's what we're all about here, exploring, learning, and of course, eating well.